What a tasty one we have over in Group D. Heading into match number 2, it's the Dutch, it's the French. They're coming at you next. Bonjour, bonjour. That's right, folks. Back once again with another video. Today we're previewing a heavyweight encounter. Two former winners, the Dutch up against La France, of course, over in Group D at Euro 2024. We'll get to that in a minute. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Euro 2024 is right here under one roof. Of course, we've got previews, reviews, all the business, watch-alongs, all that kind of jazz. Make sure you smash the subscribe, smash the like. We're looking for 50 likes on these videos. And, of course, before we jump into it, big shout-out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. And again, if you do, smash the old subscribe, guys. Let's get into it then. I've been looking forward to this one. There's a couple of zing-zongers over in the week match number 2, and this is it. This is one of them. Let's take a look at it. The Dutch, the French, of course, coming at you right here, right now. Of course, the Netherlands qualified, of course, way back. Group B runners-up on the 18th of November, 2023. Been here 10 times in the past. Of course, former winners, Koeman. I think was Koeman involved in that when they won it? That was a long time ago. Xavi Simons, the star man for me. He did turn on the flare a little bit in the last game against Poland, but it was a little late. Of course, first half a little bit dire from the Dutch. And Simons picked it up a little bit in the second half. They are in Group D, where they had odds 11-4 to win the group. To qualify 5-1 on, they're expected to make the last 16. And they had odds as 16-1 to win the whole thing. Those odds now currently shrunk a little bit, 14-1. So they are improving in the people's eye. Now, my expectation is a quarter-final berth for the Dutch. That's right, in what's going to be a tasty encounter this coming Friday. Let's take a look then at the resume. Of course, the Dutch opened up with that 2-1 win over Poland. They weren't great, were they? They weren't stellar. A couple of nations like England, like France, like Italy, like heavyweights, just squeaking through, just doing enough to get the result, and the Poles gave the Koeman a lot to think about heading into this one. Believe it or not, I think a point or more against the French will just about do it for the Dutch and make it through to the last 16. Yeah, and also we've got to give credit where credit is due. Netherlands coming back from a losing position to win that game. So you got to give credit where credit is due, of course, with the Dutch coming back from losing position to win the game and taking all 3 points in what was a strong, stubborn performance for both sets of teams there. But difficult match awaits now, of course, as France are favourites, of course, going to try and really put the squeeze on the Dutch heading into this one. They do come into this top of the pops at the moment, but of course that will change depending on the result of this one. This is the squad then for the Dutch. We've got Verbruggen between the sticks. They've got a tasty set of defenders, De Ligt, De Vries, we've got Van Dijk in there, Van der Veen as well, Daley Blind, of course, into midfield, the likes of Cooper Miners, Wijnaldum. We didn't get to see him last time. Gravenberch as well, and up top, the likes of Marlon Brobbery, Depay. Is quite a tasty set of players. Quite spoiled with the talent at the moment and the depth. So we've got the squad then, shall we? Or my 11 for this one. We got Verbruggen, Ake, Van Dijk, De Ligt, Dumfries for me, Simons, Wijnaldum, Reyners, Frimpong on the right. He did come off on the bench last time around. Gakpo and Depay up top. Those, of course, are my expecting 11. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about that, and of course what you expect to happen. What about the heavyweights? La France, of course, coming at you as Group B winners. That's right, 13th of October 2023. They've been when they qualified. They've, of course, been here 10 times in the past, winning it a couple of times as well. Didier Deschamps, the manager, the star man, Mbappe, yet to get off the score sheet. Anyone's really yet to get off the score sheet at the French level, despite picking up a win. Group D, they are expected 15-8 on to qualify or to win it, 20-1 on to qualify. They had odds at 7-2 to, of course, pick up the trophy. Those odds are now 4-1, maybe drifted a little bit, maybe a little bit underwhelming. Of course, my expectation is a final. That's right. I do expect the French to challenge and go deep in this competition, and they started off in good shape with back-to-back clean sheets, picking up a 1-0 win over Austria to put them in already, you would think, maybe a toe in the last 16 already, but a draw or more draw, just like the Dutch, will see them go through and potentially could even eliminate Poland or Austria, depending on what goes on in their match, of course. So this match taking place on the 21st of June, and then, of course, the French will then wrap up their trio against Poland on June the 25th. Currently, they, of course, are in the mixer here. Let's take a look at the players. Megan, of course, start between the sticks last time around. Upamecano, Koundé, Konate, Kante was good to see him back in the spotlight. Griezmann, Giroud coming on there late on. But, of course, all eyes on Kylian Mbappe. Let's take a look then at, of course, my starting 11 for this one. We're going to go with, I went with Bryce Samba. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen now. I think Megan will get back in the sticks there. Mendy, Pavard, Upamecano, Koundé, Camavinga, Tchouameni, Rabiot, Mbappe, Thuram, and Dembele. Now, this is a difficult game. I'm not going to lie to you here, guys. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be a real test for the French as well as the Dutch. And of course, a slip-up either way could be a little bit of a banana skin for moving down the table. I think they're all right. I think both of these nations should qualify last 16 with that important first victory under the belts. But this could set you up for a tricky run-in if you were to lose this game. Let's take a look at the game itself then. 12 times since 1996 these two sides have played. Of course, they were in the same group as qualifying, kind of sold the lead on that one. 12 times since 1996, 3 wins for the Dutch, 8 wins for the French, and just 1 draw. The Dutch, though, 83% form for them right now, winning 5 of the last 6. They are getting results in. As for the French, 67% form for them at the moment, just 1 defeat in the last 6 also. They did play each other twice in qualification, that's right. 4-0 win for the French last time around over in La France, and then last time they played each other over at the Netherlands, it was a 2-1 win for France as well. You've got to go back to November 2018 for the Dutch's last victory over France in the Nations League. Of course, what about the bookies odds here? The bookies have 11-5 for the Dutch, 6-5 for the French, 5-2 is, of course, the draw. The public vote is a little bit split, or more leaning towards a fair encounter here, but because the majority of these polls have been one-sided so far. But this one, the French still have it comfortably, 56% of the vote, 29% have gone with the Dutch, and the draw is at 15% as well. What about me then? My hopes and expectations of this game. What I hope is for a classic. These are the heavyweights encounters in match number 2. We've got a couple of them: Italy, Spain, the Dutch, French. So a juicy one on the agenda here. I do think it will be a tight old game. I don't think there's going to be much in between these two sides. The French were poor against Austria, and the Austrians are one of those nations. I think it's similar to the Dutch. I think they're on a sort of similar level at the moment. I think the Dutch and Austria. So there's going to be a tough old game. So it could easily slip out of the French's fingers if they're not on par. I think they're a slow team that's yet to really kick into top gear. They were very under par against Austria. The same can be said though for the Dutch against Poland. I love a free scoring one here, but I just think it's going to be a bit more of a chess match with both sides already a tippy toe into the last 16. But ultimately, there has to be a winner, and I do believe it will be the French. Of course, technically, there could be a draw, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for the French. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this one. I think that they do have too much quality. They've got too many game changers on the bench. The Dutch have some unproven sort of players in that squad that, if they're going to call upon the likes of Brian Brobbery, etc., I don't really know if they're going to have if they're a difference maker, if you get my meaning. Anyway, that's it. Smash the like, smash your subscribe. We'll be back for, of course, the results for this one and the conclusion of the group stages over in this respective group. But until then, see you later. Until then, we are done. 50 likes if you can.